Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Bobby Valentine Sports Show. I'm your host, Frank Rampin, and let's get into Super Bowl 58. The NFL season has come to an end. The Super Bowl was this Sunday. Unbelievable game, historic Super Bowl for this ending of the 2023 season, and we'll get right into it right now. So Super Bowl Sunday, Super Bowl 58, LVIII 58, Chiefs Niners at Allegiant Stadium, the home of the Raiders. So like I've touched on a little bit before, unfortunate matchup for a Raiders fan as it is our old city rivals on the Bay Area. Oakland and San Francisco had that old rivalry, the Battle of the Bay, and obviously the Chiefs are the Raiders' all-time number one rivals. So in our own stadium, this one stung a bit to watch. So started off with the first drive of the game for the San Francisco 49ers. They started off this game hot. First play to Christian McCaffrey. Then second play, they roll out Brock Purdy, throw it to, Kyle Juszczyk. Oh my God, I almost called him Ayuk. Kyle Juszczyk for a big gain. He's fired up. So 1st and 10 now. Purdy over the middle, finding CMC for another first down. So the 49ers in business early here. 1st and 10 yet again, 40-yard line. McCaffrey up the middle for about a 6-7 yard gain, but he pushes his way forward for about 12. So another first down here, all the way almost inside the 20-yard line, just outside the red zone here for the 49ers. 30-yard line. 1st and 10 yet again, McCaffrey, feed the man, but this time the ball is on the ground. Recovered by George Karlaftis of the Chiefs. So after the Niners, everything was going right for them on their first drive. McCaffrey puts the ball on the ground. Chiefs ball. So huge swing of emotions right there. Momentum swing early on in this ball game, 3 minutes in. But the 49ers defense came out flying around in this ball game. They forced a quick 3-and-out. Almost sacked Mahomes, but they were all over the place. Dre Greenlaw was absolutely losing his mind early on in this ball game. He was flying around. It was unreal to see. If you watch the game, unfortunate what happened to him, but we'll get there. Jumping ahead now. The Chiefs actually force a punt on the next 49er possession after 2 offensive penalties by Trent Williams, the all-pro left tackle. So the Chiefs get the ball back. 1st and 10 here. Mahomes is going to be sacked. Chase Young got there first, but Bosa is there to help complete the sack. So early on, this 49er defense was playing amazing. 3rd and 15 now inside their own 20. Mahomes running around, scrambling. Looks like he's going to take off and run, only getting about 5 yards there to about the original line of scrimmage. So this 49ers defense, like I said, early in this ball game looked unbelievable. So 49ers get the ball back now. Couple plays into the drive. 3rd and 9 here. Purdy drops back to throw. Looks left. Throws deep down the left side. Then to Chris Conley. Yet again, made a huge catch in the NFC Championship game. Great throw there from Brock. Next play. 1st and 10. Looking to move into Chief territory. Firing across the middle. This time he's got Ray McLeod. Perfect throw there from Brock. Holds on after taking a big hit. So huge connection there from Ray McLeod and Brock Purdy, who I thought played a great game in this Super Bowl. 3rd and 14 here. Blitz coming. Purdy looking for the end zone. Debo broken up by McDuffie. Good play by him. Him and Snead made a bunch of good plays in this game. All pro corners for the Kansas City Chiefs. So 4th and 14 now. Jake Moody's going to come out for a 55-yard attempt, which is actually the longest field goal attempt in the history of the Super Bowl, and he nails it. So Jake Moody, in his first ever Super Bowl, first ever kick attempt in a Super Bowl, second play of this second quarter, nails the longest ever kick in Super Bowl history. Unbelievable stuff, breaking the record from Steve Christie back in Super Bowl 28. So 3-0 San Francisco early on in this second quarter. So far, both teams really couldn't get anything going on offense, but Moody finally breaks the stalemate, 3-0. So Chiefs get the ball. They get to a 3rd and 1 here. Line up into a little bit of a weird formation with Pacheco and Rashee Rice on it with 3rd and about a foot to go. They're going to hand it to Rashee Rice, who picks up the first down, but is stopped there, and the ball pops out, but it lands right in the lap of the backup tight end for the Kansas City Chiefs. That's not Noah Gray, that's the other one. I can't. His name is slipping my mind right now, but unbelievable fortune there for the Kansas City Chiefs as that ball lands right into his lap. So 1st and 10 here now. 13 minutes to go in this second half. Mahomes rolls out left. He's going to fire one deep down the field. This felt like it was in the air for about 5 seconds. Perfectly placed ball. Mecole Hardman's got it inside the 10-yard line. What an unbelievable throw that was from Mahomes. Just unbelievable. Unbelievable. You see, I'm a Raiders fan. I got nothing to say about that. He's unbelievable. But that San Francisco 49ers safety, not sure exactly who it was, number 31, he kind of gave up on the play. Didn't even think Mahomes could get it that far down the field, but you can't doubt that, man. He can do anything. It's crazy. So Chiefs set up now inside the 10-yard line, 1st and goal. Pacheco's going to get the handoff. He's running left, but great play by here by Diamonor Lenore to shed his block, poke the ball out, and force a fumble. And the Niners get it. Inside their own 10-yard line after the huge play by Kansas City, forced the fumble to get their offense the ball back. Diamonor Lenore with a huge play. So what a turn of events there after the breakup, the NFL's longest field goal made in the history of the Super Bowl. And then Mahomes throws that absolute bomb and then fumbled there from Pacheco. So now, Niners get the ball back, but the Chiefs force a quick punt. So Chiefs get the ball back. But this Niners defense started off this game amazing. Get to Mahomes yet again. He only gets about a 2-yard gain on 3rd and 16, so the Niners get the ball back now. So about just under 8 minutes to go left here in this second quarter, Niners with the ball. So first play here, over the middle, that's going to be to Debo. Caught, makes a couple of guys miss, fighting his way to just about the 45-yard line. So first down here for the 49ers, looking to come ahead with more points. Handoff this time to Christian McCaffrey. He's going to barrel his way forward for about a 5-yard pickup. First down yet again for the Niners. So in business now inside of Kansas City territory. A couple plays later, again, toss this time to Elijah Mitchell, but Chris Jones is all over that one. That's going to bring up 3rd down and short. 3rd and 2 here, but as you see at the end of the play, Willie Snead, a little bit of tempers flare. He actually punched a dude in the face mask there. And I saw this flag out. I was like, oh, no, you can't do this. You got to let him play. It's the Super Bowl. But he punched the dude in the face. So you can't really do that in front of the referees, so they're going to call that every single time. So now it's going to bring up 15-yard penalties, new set of downs here. Pass into the flat to Juwan Jennings. He's going to throw it back across the field to Christian McCaffrey. He's got it. Blockers ahead, and he is gone. First touchdown of the Super Bowl comes from a gadget play. Kyle Shanahan dialing up something unbelievable here. Double pass here. Looked like a screen for Juwan Jennings, but it was a backward pass. He looked to set up throw deep down the field, came back across to another screen for Christian McCaffrey, who made the play and turned it upfield for the first touchdown of this game. So 10-0. San Francisco up here in the second quarter. Just about 4 minutes left to go in this first half. And now, for the 3rd straight time, Kyle Shanahan being in the Super Bowl, he leads by 10 points. For the first time, he was the offensive coordinator of the Atlanta Falcons back when they blew that 28-3 lead against New England Patriots. He was up by 25 points in that game. Super Bowl against the Chiefs last time, 2019, they had a 10-point lead going into the fourth quarter. 10-point lead here now, heading towards halftime for Kyle Shanahan in this San Francisco 49ers team. So, in the driver's seat yet again. So Chiefs get the ball back. Time winding down here in this first half. Need to get something going. 2-minute warning. 3rd and 9 from their own 40. Mahomes feeling the pressure, rolling out to his right. He's going to throw one across the middle on the run. Unbelievable play from him. Pick up the first down. That's a backup tight end again for another 15-yard gain. Unbelievable play from him. Mahomes just doing what Mahomes does. 3rd and 2 on the next sequence now. Mahomes fields a snap. Throws left to Rashee Rice for about a 7-yard pickup. First down. Mahomes and the Chiefs. Minute 30 left to go in the half here. Minute 16 left to go in the half. 1st and 10, Rashee Rice yet again over the middle, inside the 15-yard line, another first down. So the clock moves within 30 seconds here. 3rd and 5 from inside the 10-yard line. Mahomes looking to throw it on a jump, pulls it down, and he is sacked there by Tariq Armstead. So a huge stand there from the San Francisco 49er defense inside the 10-yard line, forces a Butker field goal attempt, which he nails. So 10-3 going into halftime now as the Chiefs finally get on the board. But a very good, well-rounded half by the San Francisco 49ers, offensively and defensively, to put this game 10-3 going into halftime. And if anyone was wondering, I hit first half under and the Niners first half money line. If anyone was curious, which you're not. But ended up losing some more money as the game went on. We'll see what happens. So halftime, 10-3 San Francisco. McCaffrey, 9 carries, 33 rushing yards, 47 receiving yards, and that receiving touchdown, what we saw him catch from Juwan Jennings. So he's got a touchdown in all of his 7 career postseason games now, and he was rolling early on in this ball game. So now we're going to pick it up in the second half. The Chiefs get the ball first, as the Niners got the ball first. McCaffrey had that fumble. First play of the second half, pitch to Pacheco, and the ball's on the ground. Bosa's all over him. There's Chase Young, too. Back all the way by the 10-yard line. A 12-yard loss on the first play of the second half. So a terrible start to the second half here for Kansas City. 3rd and 12 now. Mahomes got to make a play. Pressure coming to him, going to roll up in the pocket, throw on the run, overthrows Kelsey or underthrows Marquez Valdez-Scantling, not really sure, and that one is intercepted. So Mahomes making an early mistake in this second half. Niners need to capitalize on it. But quickly, 3rd and 15, Niners actually go backwards on this play. Purdy feeling the pressure this time. He's going to run for it, but he only picks up about 5 yards. So after they force the Mahomes interception to come out of halftime, they're going to go 3 and out and go backwards on the drive. That's an absolutely detrimental blow in this game. And when I watched this happen, I was like, that is going to come back to haunt them. I'm a Raiders fan. I've been playing against Patrick Mahomes well, I don't play, but you know what I mean. I watched my team get beat by Patrick Mahomes pretty much twice a year, every single year for the last 6 years. And I know that if you give that guy any opportunity to beat you, he is going to take full opportunity of it. And I'm not a hater, right? I'm not a hater. I love greatness, right? But Patrick Mahomes ruining my season every year and winning my division for the last 8 years, 7 years, whatever it is, pains me. And when I see this happen, the writing's on the wall. I see what's going to happen. So as soon as that happens, I'm just thinking, oh, here we go again. Back-to-back punts forced by both of the teams. Now, as the Chiefs are inside their own deep inside their own territory, the Niners make a stand, but give the ball right back to them. Chiefs get the ball now, 1st and 10 from their own 14-yard line. Mahomes looking right for Kelsey. He's got him. 1st down on the first play of this drive. Just under 9 minutes to go here in this third quarter. 7 minutes to go, 3rd and 4 from their own 31. Mahomes surveying, rolling left, pressure coming. Pulls it down, and he absolutely runs right over Diamanor Lenore. Lowers the shoulder, forces his way through. 1st down, Chiefs. Huge play from there, Mahomes. And this time, read option. He's going to be taking it with his legs again. 20-yard gain for Mahomes, and this was a theme later on in this game. Mahomes making plays with his legs. 3rd and 8 now. 5.5 minutes left to go. Mahomes throws left, but Jerick McKinnon is going to be short. That's Mecole Hardman. Short of the 1st down, spun down there by Diamanor Lenore. This is going to bring out Butker from 57 yards. If you recall, Jake Moody made a 55-yarder to set the NFL record in the Super Bowl. So Butker comes out just about an hour later to try to break that record, and he gets it. Line drive kick is through. Butker a little bit lucky here as both, I don't know exactly who it was, but 2 defensive linemen for the 49ers had their arms raised. One here like this. The other one on this side like this. And somehow Butker's kick, because the snap was a little bit high if you see that, gets it down, just kicked it, trying to get it off. The ball went right in between their outstretched arms, like this way and that way, right in between the middle. So very lucky there from Butker as that ball gets through, but breaking an NFL record yet again for the longest kick in Super Bowl history for the 2nd time in this ball game. Kickers had a good day for now. So 10-6 now, late here in the third quarter. And next 49er possession, Purdy is going to look for Debo over the middle, unable to find him. So 3 and out there for the 49ers. Chiefs get the ball back with the chance to take the lead, but 49ers defense clamp up yet again, force a Chiefs punt. And we're going to pick it up here. 2 minutes, 42 seconds left to go in the third quarter. Tommy Townsend on to punt, sending it away to Ray McLeod. So Ray McLeod pointing at the ball, trying to get everyone to run away from it, but it hits the 49er player in the foot. That's off of Darrell Luter Jr.'s foot, recovered by Kansas City inside the red zone. 1st and 10 from the 16 on the next play. Mahomes, Marquez Valdez-Scantling, wide open in the end zone. Touchdown Chiefs, they go up just like that. So a punt right off the foot of Darrell Luter Jr., recovered by Kansas City inside the red zone. 1 play later, touchdown Chiefs. Still, there she goes. So a very quick swing right there. Niners unable to do much on offense, and the Chiefs just go right back on top, 13-10. And I said at halftime, McCaffrey doing well, lots of touches, 37 yards on the ground, 47 in the air. That receiving touchdown, a touchdown in every single game he's played as in the playoffs, And third quarter now, hasn't gotten any touches. 3rd and 5 here on the next 49 possession. Purdy looking right. He's got Jawan Jennings, who had an unbelievable day in this Super Bowl. Threw a touchdown and having huge plays here, counting down into the third quarter. 2nd and 1, handing it off to Kyle Juszczyk. He picks up the 1st down. So headed to the fourth quarter now. The San Francisco 49ers trailing 13-10. First and 10. Purdy surveying, throwing across the middle. He's got Brandon Ayuk. About a 20-yard gain for him and the 49ers. Inside the 30-yard line, about to the 25. About to the 20-yard line. Just outside the red zone here for the Niners. Down by 3. 14 minutes left to go. Fakes the handoff to McCaffrey. Looking for the end zone. He's got Debo, but it's just barely overthrown. Pressure from Chris Jones forced that overthrow from Purdy. 2nd and 10 now. This time, pitch over to McCaffrey. He's got a little bit of space. Barreling his way forward all the way down. 2nd and 2 here. So 2nd and 2 inside the 15-yard line of the Chiefs. Huge play here for the Niners. 3rd down and 2, Hands to McCaffrey. He runs right, but he's got nowhere to go. He's actually going to lose a yard on the play. So 4th and 3 now. Is Shanahan going to kick the field goal to tie the game? Nope. He wants the first down. Purdy looks right, throws right, finds Kittle. He extends the ball for the first down. So a huge gutsy call there from Shanahan and the 49ers. Going forward on 4th and 3, well inside of field goal range for Jake Moody. They're going for 7. So first down, 49ers, 2nd and 9 here from the 10. Purdy throws to Juwan Jennings, breaks a tackle, reaches for the goal line, and he's got it. So Juwan Jennings makes an unbelievable play after he throws the first touchdown of the game to Christian McCaffrey. He catches one here, and that is a touchdown, 49ers, putting them up 16-13. And the extra point from Jake Moody is no good. Blocked. Looks like it wouldn't have even gone in anyway as it was very low and very left, but blocked. So this keeps the game at 3 points, significant as it's only a field goal game now. But Juwan Jennings, like I said, unbelievable performance in this ball game. 2nd player in the history of the Super Bowl to have a passing touchdown and a receiving touchdown in the same game. And if you recall, the only other person to do that was Philly, Nick Foles in that Super Bowl against the New England Patriots when he took him down, when he caught that touchdown on 4th and 2 right before the half. He also threw a couple in that game. So Nick Foles and Juwan Jennings, the only 2 players in the history of the Super Bowl to throw and catch a touchdown in the same game. That was back in Super Bowl 52, Nick Foles. So 3-point game now as Juwan Jennings puts them back up, but only a 3-point game after Jake Moody misses the extra point. So Chiefs get the ball back, 3rd and 10 early on in the drive from their own 41. Mahomes looking over the middle, throwing to Kelsey. He's wide open. How does he always get so wide open on these 3rd and longs? It's unbelievable. 2nd and 10 now inside of San Fran 49er territory. Throwing left this time to the backup tight end yet again. Huge gain. That's Watson. That's his name. God, I'm Jones for that one. 1st and 10 now, just outside the red zone from the 21. Pitch left to Pacheco. He's got really nowhere to go. Finds a little crease. Picks up a huge gain of 9 yards almost. Great play there from Pacheco. Patient running. 2nd and 1. Hand to Pacheco yet again. Fighting his way inside the 5-yard line. 1st and goal Chiefs. Under 8 minutes left to go in this ball game. 3-point game. 3rd and goal now. A couple plays later, Mahomes from an empty set takes the snap, looking left, now looking right, pressure coming, moving to his right. Looks like he's going to run for it, but he is taken down. Huge play there from the San Francisco 49er defense to force a field goal attempt from Butker inside the 5. They get to Mahomes, and now Butker, coming off of the Super Bowl record 57-yarder, drills this one from 24. So with 5 minutes and 46 seconds left to go in this ball game, tied at 16-16, Brock Purdy with a chance to go up. First play of the next drive, over the middle to Juwan Jennings. He's got that for about a 20-yard pickup. Again, Juwan Jennings continuing his unreal night. 1st and 10 from the 48, fakes it to McCaffrey, pitch to Devo on an end around. He got 10 yards and another San Francisco 49er first down. So the offense waking up here, maybe at a half-yard short there, Purdy on 2nd and 1. Got to be McCaffrey. Handing it to him. First down again. So now under 4 minutes left to go in this ball game. Really getting into crunch time. 2-minute warning now. 3rd and 4. First play under the 2-minute warning for the 49ers. 3rd and 4. If they pick up the first down here, the Chiefs only have 2 timeouts. They can essentially just run the ball with McCaffrey and kick a field goal late to end this ball game. All they got to do is pick up this first down. 3rd and 4. McCaffrey from the shotgun takes a snap, looks left. Trent McDuffie coming on the nickel blitz. Gets there and knocks the ball down. Great play there from the Kansas City Chiefs. Great call from Steve Spagnuolo, the defensive coordinator, with that stunt as George Karlaftis runs to the outside, opening up the C gap for Trent McDuffie to come in and make the play. So now, yet again, Jake Moody comes out from 53 yards away, trying to hit another one from 50 plus to put the San Francisco 49ers up late in this game, and that's exactly what he does. So a minute 53 left to go. Niners on top, 19-16, but there's a minute and 53 seconds left for Patrick Mahomes. That's way too much time, and everyone knows it. This is where we go. Picking it up 1st and 10 from their own 25. First play, of course, it's Kelsey. Easily picks up 11 yards and the first down of this drive. Minute 30 left. Mahomes and the Chiefs still inside their own 40-yard line. Looking left, throwing across the middle. That's Noah Gray this time, the third option tight end. Almost to midfield there. A minute 15 to go here in our next play. Mahomes looking left, firing left. There's Watson again. All tight ends so far on this drive, all three of them. 2nd and 2 now, about after the 8-yard pickup. Under a minute to go, 3rd and 2. Mahomes flipping one out into the flat to Jerick McKinnon. Maybe a variation of a screen there. He's easily got the first down, and now he's into field goal range. From the 36-yard line, Mahomes across the middle, Kelsey, and he's got room to run. He absolutely beats Fred Warner on that one. Knocked out of bounds at the 10-yard line. So under 10 seconds left to go in this ball game. Inside the 10, Chiefs first down, have a shot at the end zone and a chance to win it down by 3 here. Low snap to Mahomes, looking left for Kelsey, and it's broken up by Fred Warner. Great play by him. Huge stand here from the 49ers to force yet another short Butker field goal. And you know, he set the record for the Super Bowl in this game with 57-yard field goal. He's going to nail that one from inside of 30. So tie game, 19-19. We're headed to overtime for the second time in the history of the Super Bowl. The last time, Kyle Shanahan on the other side in Super Bowl 51, Falcons-Patriots, the historic 28-3 comeback. So overtime we go. Second Super Bowl of all time. 49ers win the toss, and they elect to receive. That is a very controversial call, going to be talked about all offseason. A lot of people don't like it, but Shanahan had his reasons. So they get the ball first to start overtime, 3rd and 13 on the very first sequence. Purdy looking to keep the drive alive, pump fakes and lets the ball loose. They rule it an incomplete pass, but there's a flag in the defensive secondary. Purdy pointing it out here, and they're going to call Trent McDuffie for a defensive hold. Huge call in this ball game to keep the ball in the possession of the San Francisco 49ers, keeping this drive alive after they would have gone 3 and out there and given the ball back to Patrick Mahomes right away. But McDuffie, a lot of people are giving that a controversial call, but I think it was a flag. Look at it. You can see it right here. I think McDuffie kind of cuts off his route there. Like, I understand there's not much of a hold with the hands, but he kind of like he hit him when he kneed him with his own knee, you know? So, like, I don't know. He kind of cut him off there. 3rd and 2 now. Next sequence. Over the middle for Ayuk. Seemed like every time Purdy needed to make a big throw in this ball game, he threw it to Brandon Ayuk. Up to midfield. 2nd and 6 now. Purdy, pressure comes, flips it out to McCaffrey. Great thing you can do there. He's going to make a man miss all the way down inside the 30 to about the 25. So Niners in business here, working it all the way deep into the territory of the Chiefs. Purdy, 2nd and 12, pressure coming, rolling right, buying more time, flipping it out to Juszczyk. He's going to dive for the first down. Unbelievable play from Brock Purdy, and that's one of the plays I'm talking about. He had an unreal day in this game. He did everything he possibly could to win this ball game for the Niners. 3rd and 4, inside the 10. Huge play for the Niners. Need to get a first down or score a touchdown. McCaffrey in motion, fakes the handoff to him. Chris Jones disrupts the play, and Purdy is forced to throw it away. Chris Jones breaks through the line, unblocked. How can that happen in this situation? It's going to send out Jake Moody, 27-yard attempt. With 7.5 minutes left to go in this ball game, he's going to drill it. So the Niners go back on top yet again with the Jake Moody field goal, 22-19. But now you're giving Mahomes a chance now to win this ball game. You're only up by 3. All he's got to do is go 75 yards and score a touchdown, and we've seen it time and time again. So on that ensuing Chiefs possession, 3rd and 1 on the first sequence, handoff to Pacheco, and he's stuffed short. So 4th and inches here. Niners playing for their lives. Super Bowl on the line here. What are you going to do? Whose hands is the ball going to be into? Obviously, it's going to be Patrick Mahomes. Pulls it. He's got an option to throw to Kelsey or take off and run with it. He takes off and runs, picks up about 10 yards, slides down. Still inside of his own 45-yard line, throwing right to Rashee Rice. Excuse me, that's MVS. Spins out of a tackle, but he's up behind the line of scrimmage now. A loss of 4. 2nd down and 14 here. They already pick up 8 on the play before, 3rd and 6 now. Niners bringing the heat up the middle, but Mahomes beats it, throws it to Rashee Rice across the middle in the crossing pattern, picks up 15 yards and a Chief first down. Inside of Niner 40-yard line now, 2nd and 6. Mahomes flipping it short to Pacheco on a designed screen, picking up what it looks like close to be first down yardage. 2.5 minutes left to go in this ball game. Chiefs trailing by 3. 3rd and 1 now as Pacheco was ruled a yard short. Mahomes surveying, he's taking off and running, and there he goes. 25-yard pickup on that one, and it seems like in these big games, Mahomes always knows when to take off and run with it. Inside of a minute now, 2nd and 7, little flip to Kelsey. He's going to pick up the first down and get all the way inside the 5-yard line. So Chiefs set up inside the 5, less than 30 seconds left to go. 1st and 10. So here we go. 10 seconds left to go. 1st and goal, Chiefs. Time running out here in this overtime period. Mahomes rolls right, flips it to Hardman in the flat. There it is. Touchdown Chiefs. They win their 3rd Super Bowl in the last 6 seasons. Mahomes has his 3rd Super Bowl, his 3rd Super Bowl MVP, and the Chiefs have built a dynasty. Yet again, another loss for Kyle Shanahan in the Super Bowl. His 3rd loss, second as a head coach, first one as an offensive coordinator. In all 3 of those games, he's been leading by at least 10 points. 10 points twice in both the games against the Chiefs and 25 points against the Patriots. So the Chiefs win, take down Shanahan and the 49ers here in overtime. The longest Super Bowl ever in NFL history at 74 minutes and 57 seconds. The 7th longest game in the history of the NFL. So an insane game. 2nd Super Bowl ever to go to overtime behind the Pats' historic 28-3 comeback. Kyle Shanahan a part of both of those games. There were 5 ties or lead changes in the second half or overtime. That is the most in Super Bowl history. And there were 7 combined field goals, also the most in Super Bowl history. So a historic Super Bowl Sunday this was for Super Bowl 58, and the Kansas City Chiefs cement their dynasty. So as much as that pains me to say, the Chiefs are inevitable, and it does not look like they're going to stop anytime soon. But let's get into the post-game action. So a little bit unfortunate news broke right after the game or maybe not right after, but the next day. The Niners players didn't know that the new overtime rules were a thing. They thought that if they got the ball first and they scored a touchdown, they would have won. So I would have loved to see if the Niners scored a touchdown on that first drive, would their sideline ran on the field like they just won the Super Bowl, and they would be like, hey, like, Mahomes has a chance to come beat you now. You know that, right? And they're like, what? That would have been crazy to see. And also, another thing that I'd like to point out about this new overtime rule. So I'm a fan of I don't like how it was like if you get the ball, you score a touchdown, you win the game. Because that kind of puts a little bit too much on the coin toss for me. But now, I feel like the clock doesn't mean anything. Pat McAfee brought it up on his show today where he thinks that the clock should be taken out. I think, when I first was thinking this, when I was watching the game last night, the first drive of overtime that the Niners had took about 8.5 minutes, and they kicked a field goal, right? So then the Chiefs got the ball back on their own 25. They had to go the length of the field, try to score a touchdown to win it. That's exactly what happened. But it took them until the final 30 seconds of overtime period to get in striking distance to score that touchdown, right? So that last play was 1st and 10. They scored a touchdown with 3 seconds left to go in the overtime period. Tony Romo mentioned on the broadcast right before that happened that if that play didn't result in a touchdown, and let's say on that play they ran it with Pacheco and he got stopped at the 1 and the clock ran out, first overtime ended, they would have just went into double overtime. Chiefs have the ball at the 1. First play of the double overtime. But the thing that doesn't really make sense to me, you're ending the first overtime with the 49ers leading 22-19. In my head, overtime is overtime. It's not just like a new quarter. It's a little special. It's a special designated period overtime. So like in order to play a second overtime, the two teams have to be tied after the first overtime. That's just what it seems like would make more sense to me in my head. Let me know if you think I'm wrong or whatever you think. But like that is how it seems like that would make sense to me. I understand the new rules that both teams get a possession and all that, but I still think the timing of the end of overtime should come like be a factor. Like you should have to score before the time. You should be working against the clock like football, in all times of football, right? So, I mean, it was just weird to me that if the Chiefs didn't score on that first down and the clock ran out, they would have just had the ball, 2nd and goal, first play of double overtime, but they were losing 22-19. It just would have been really weird if I saw on the screen end of overtime Niners up 22-19, start of double overtime. That doesn't make sense to me, because why would you start a second overtime if after the first overtime you have a team that's winning? Wouldn't that just mean the game's over? I don't know. I guess that's not how these new rules work. But if you're going to keep them the same way, I think you're either going to have to, A, do what I said and have to, like, let's say Mahomes throws that pass to Mecole Hardman. He drops it. There's 3 seconds left in the first overtime. They're down by 3. They either have to kick the field goal to tie it, go to double overtime, or they go for the win again. And if they don't get that next play, that's it for the Super Bowl. Like, best offensive play for the Chiefs for the Super Bowl, Niners goal line stand for the Super Bowl, that one play. If they don't get it, I don't think they should go to double overtime down by 3. That just doesn't make sense to me. So A, you have to either tie the game to send it to another overtime, right? You can't go into double overtime down by 3, which doesn't make sense to me. Or, like Pat McAfee mentioned on his show today, you take the timeout altogether and it's just overtime. And let's say that exactly the same thing happens, right? The Niners score a field goal and the Chiefs score a touchdown. There's just no time. Whatever, it doesn't matter, right? Because it didn't matter anywhere then, because you just went into double overtime. So you could either do that, and let's say the Niners score a touchdown, so the Chiefs, then you just keep going until somebody either screws up or goes for 2 or something. So, like, I think there needs to be a slight adjustment now, but I definitely think the new overtime rules are a lot better. Loved watching that game. Obviously didn't love the outcome. I'm a diehard Raiders fan. That's my number one rival. And it's painful to see that I'm most likely never going to have a chance to do that, and as long as Mahomes and Kelsey and Andy Reid are in my division in the AFC. But historical nonetheless, and unbelievable by the Chiefs. But I do think there needs to be a little bit of an amendment to those overtime rules. But very good step up. And what a historic Super Bowl. Unbelievable game to watch. Second ever overtime Super Bowl and the longest Super Bowl ever. 7th longest game of all time. I'm all for it. And Usher, beast at halftime. Awesome. So let's jump into I guess we'll do the Super Bowl breakdown now, a little bit of numbers talk. The 49ers, they lost 25-22, final score. Brock Purdy's final stat line, 23 for 38, 255 yards and a touchdown. I think Brock Purdy played a great game in this game. He made a bunch of good throws. The pressure was on him at key moments. Spagnuolo, the first ever defensive coordinator, first ever coordinator, let alone defensive coordinator, to have 4 Super Bowl rings. So that's going to tell you he's great. He knows exactly when to dial up those blitzes, knows when to pressure Purdy. But I was impressed by Brock Purdy in this game. He played a very good game. I thought Shanahan abandoned Christian McCaffrey in the third quarter, and I didn't agree with it. I didn't really know what was going on. In the third quarter, the San Francisco 49ers ran 9 total plays in the third quarter. They went 3 and out in all of their drives, unless they had a penalty. So it was like a 4 and out, technically, whatever, the penalty play. But 9 plays in the third quarter, 8 of them were passes. And they had a lead for a majority of that third quarter until the very end when that ball hit the guy in the foot, and then Mahomes throws an MVS touchdown. But 1 rush out of 9 plays with the lead in the third quarter with the best running back in the league? I disagree. As much as Brock Purdy had a good game, you can't just start dropping back pass heavy, because that's when you start dialing up blitzes. So I think that Shanahan abandoned the run a little bit too early here, and then it forced Brock Purdy to get into a bad spot. But 23 for 38, 255 and a touchdown, no picks. That's a good day. Jawan Jennings had 4 receptions for 42 yards, a touchdown, and a passing touchdown. And he almost would have had that touchdown in overtime too, if somebody blocked Chris Jones. He was wide open. That's where Purdy was looking. Jawan Jennings might have won Super Bowl MVP if somebody blocked Chris Jones on that play. But unbelievable day from him nonetheless. McCaffrey finished the day with 80 rushing yards, 80 receiving yards, and a receiving touchdown. So inevitable anyway, 160 total yards, all-purpose, and a touchdown. Ayuk, only 3 receptions, but 49 yards. He was big in key moments. Debo, 3 receptions for 33 yards. And Jake Moody set the record for the longest field goal in Super Bowl history. Like I said, but it was broken about an hour and a half later. His was 55 yards, and it got broken later in the game by Harrison Butker, but we'll get into that. Kyle Shanahan coached in 3 Super Bowls. 1 as the offensive offensive coordinator for Atlanta. That was the 23 blown lead against the New England Patriots in Super Bowl 51. We all know that. And 2 as a head coach for San Francisco. And both of them have came against Patrick Mahomes. Both of them, he's had 10-point leads in the second half. Or excuse me, not. The first one was not in the second half. He had a 10-point lead early. And this one blew the game. Last time in the Super Bowl 2019, Super Bowl in 2020, I guess, February, 10-point lead going into fourth quarter. Lost the game. And this is the 3rd straight Super Bowl loss for San Francisco. And it seems like they just cannot get over the hump. Tough for them. And the Kansas City Chiefs, just Unbelievable. Dynasty. 3 Super Bowls in the last 6 years. Unbelievable. Mahomes went 34 for 46 in this game, 333 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a pick. Wins his 3rd Super Bowl MVP. Mecole Hardman, 3 receptions, 57 yards, one of them being that 50-yard bomb from Mahomes. Another one being that walk-off touchdown. Valdez-Scantling, 3 receptions, 20 yards, and a touchdown. That was the one that put them up in the 3rd quarter. Kelsey had a very, very quiet first half. 9 receptions for 93 yards, though, to finish it out in the second half. Big second half. He almost killed Andy Reid at one point, though. Isaiah Pacheco had 18 rushes for 59 yards. Harrison Butker broke Jake Moody's record for the longest field goal in Super Bowl history at 57. So now it goes Butker, 57, Moody, 55. Both happened in this Super Bowl 58 on Sunday. And then Steve Christie, who had a 54-yarder back in Super Bowl 28. So let me talk about that Kelsey thing, though. Early in the game, that was after Pacheco fumbled inside the red zone after the big play from Mecole Hardman and Mahomes. Kelsey, freaked out at Andy Reid and, body checked him and almost knocked down Andy Reid. I mean, I guess you got to like the fire, right? But, I mean, I don't want to sound like a hater here, but I feel like if that wasn't Travis Kelsey or somebody of a Hall of Fame stature, or if they lost the game, that would be looked at a lot differently, you know? You can't do that at any level, no matter who you are, you know? And if it wasn't him, I think it would have been very, very differently looked at. But nevertheless, he's unbelievable. They're unbelievable, and they're not going to stop anytime soon. So in the history of the NFL, before this season, there had been 8 teams ever to repeat as Super Bowl champions. The first team to ever do it was the 66-67 Packers. Those were the first 2 Super Bowls ever. 72-73 Dolphins. That 72 team was the undefeated Dolphins team, the only ever undefeated team ever. The 74-75 Steelers. Then the Steelers did it again, 78-79. So the first repeat team we got here, the Steelers, 74-75, 78-79. So Packers, Dolphins, Steelers, 88-89 Niners, the 92-93 Cowboys, 97-98 Broncos, and then the last time it happened was 03-04 Patriots. So for the longest drought in NFL history, 19 seasons, we finally have a repeat champion, as the Chiefs now have won back-to-back years, 2022 and 2023. So now that number moves from 8 to 9 as teams to repeat as Super Bowl champions, and there has never been a 3-peat Super Bowl champion. So the Kansas City Chiefs will look to do what no one has ever done in the history of the NFL next season and try to win 3 in a row. The teams ever to win 3 Super Bowls in a 5-year span. There's only been 1, 2, 3, 4, and now 5 with the Chiefs. 74-79, the Steelers had 4. The 92-95 Cowboys had 3. 01-04 Patriots also had 3. The 2014-18 Patriots, they had 2. And then now the 2019-23 Chiefs, they have 3. And Patrick Mahomes is only 28 years old. So like I said, as a Raiders fan in his division, this could be a long career for us. And it's already been pretty bad for my whole life. Throughout my lifetime, I'm a 22-year-old man. The Raiders have only a better winning percentage than 2 teams. The Lions, they're the brand new Lions now. They're good. And the Browns. And the Browns also made the playoffs this year, too. So that's all. That's the worst than us. The only other team with a longer playoff winless drought than us is the Dolphins. So with this guy sitting in our division now, we could be looking at big problems because he's 28 years old. He's a 3-time Super Bowl champion, and in all 3 of those Super Bowls, he's been the MVP. He's a 2-time regular season MVP. He's got a 15-3 record in the playoffs, which is tied for second all time, I'm pretty sure, behind Brady. And he's the only quarterback in the history of the NFL to have 3 10 or more point comebacks in a Super Bowl. All 3 of his wins, he was down by 10 or more at some point. One. So this guy's not going anywhere. 3 Super Bowls in 6 years. Been to the AFC Championship game in all 6 of his years as a starter. And looking to continue next season. Become the first player ever to 3-peat as Super Bowl champion. And I really, really am hoping that doesn't happen because that would just be unreal. And that will just cement more misery for me as a Raiders fan. But 2023 NFL season's come to an end. Kansas City Chiefs are your champions. First time in 19 years with a back-to-back champion. And we'll see you next year in 2024. But now, you must be wondering, what's going to happen now? NFL season's over. Baseball hasn't started yet. But today is Tuesday, February 13th. Middle of February. College basketball is in full swing. About a month away exactly to the conference tournaments. And then right after that, March Madness. So for the next month and a half until about April 6th or April 8th, whatever day the actual 2024 NCAA championship game is, we will be doing weekly weekly college basketball shows. So the craziest things that have happened throughout the week in college basketball, the biggest scores, the biggest upsets, because this has been the year of the upset. I'll get into that next week when I start talking about it. We'll give you weekly rankings, and we'll go through that every single week up until March Madness and the tournament concludes as we get another champion. But NFL season wrapped up. First time here in the Valentine Sports Show. Hope you enjoyed the NFL season. We're going to see you next year. Kansas City Chiefs 2023 Super Bowl champions. Looking to make a three-peat next year. That's going to do it for us here. 2023 NFL season on the Valentine Sports Show. Hopefully you liked it. Make sure to follow us on Instagram, Twitter, all those good stuff. TikTok, Instagram, whatever, blah, blah, blah. At the Valentine Sports Show. Same thing. And if you have any questions about the Valentine Sports Academy, hit up the bvacademy.com. Lessons, birthday parties, all that good stuff. And we'll see you next week for the first college basketball episode. We'll see you then. Peace out.